I'm Stephen Brooks with Dylan Davis here on the field of Nebraska's legendary Memorial Stadium, home of the Sea of Red. 3 Heisman Trophy winners, countless All-Americans and All-Conference players, and no Spartan victories have ever been played on this field except tonight. Michigan State came away with a 41-28 win, putting itself in the driver's seat in the Legends division in the process. And Dylan, you know, it wasn't a dominating win by Michigan State. In fact, the defense probably played the worst of any unit for the Spartans, which we were not accustomed to talking about. But at the end of the day, like the player said, they came out with a win. There's another big play on special teams with a fake field goal late. And, you know, at the end of the day, Michigan State comes away with here in the driver's seat to head to Indianapolis. I guess, what do you take away from this one?
I think it's like what Shalik Calhoun says, because the Spartans came away with 5 turnovers today, which is a career high for Mark D'Antonio at Michigan State. And Shalik Calhoun just said, you take what they give you. You know, the Michigan State didn't force 5 turnovers. They had about 2 that they forced. You know, they were in the position to make good plays, and they made plays when they really counted. And that set up scoring drives and it set up points throughout the year. But if you look, Michigan State won because of that today. You know, they tried to discredit the defense for kind of what happened late, but the offense kind of got going in the fourth quarter late. You know, I mean, there was 14-point swing that happened right down the stretch. The defense, you know, allowed it to put there. And now the Spartans have a share of the Legends Division Championship, are in the driver's seat to go to the Big Ten Championship game. Big win for Michigan State.
Our defense, a little uncharacteristic there, able to run the ball more effectively than we thought, but you know, credit Nebraska on that. Abdul is an outstanding running back, but our defense played extremely well. You know, when you come up with 5 turnovers, you're doing something right too. So, just a team win, program win. Excited about being 9-1.
Yeah, I think, you know, if you go in that locker room right now, there's a lot of happy guys. There's a lot of guys that are happy we won, but there's some guys that are, you know, not necessarily pumped about our performance, especially on defense. You know, I think it's we're not going to ignore the elephant in the room. We didn't play as well as we wanted to. They did some things to. They made some plays on us, and they have. You know, they have made some plays on us in the last 3 years. So it's a credit to them. But you know, we're happy that we're winning those types of games. We'd rather be sitting here talking about what we can fix while we're in the winning column.
Perhaps the most impressive part of the game was that Michigan State didn't play 100% on either side of the ball. You know, special teams had a standout game, but offensively and defensively, definitely flaws, definitely things to fix, you know, in the last 2 games, and hopefully for a setup to the Big Ten championship game later. But offensively, you know, Mark D'Antonio said that the offense carried the day today, and I don't think we've ever been able to say that about this team.
Yeah, Connor Cook didn't start out particularly strong today. You know, I think he started out 0 for 4, 0 for 5 from the field, and it seemed like the wind was really affecting him. But they started out with a wind at his back. Once he got to the second quarter, he started to find his groove, and the wind was more with him, and he was able to find Benny Fowler and Tony Lippett and Keith Mumphrey later in the game. And that was the difference for Michigan State. You know, you take a look at the defense, able to make set plays. Connor Cook in the offense, you look at Jeremy Langford with his 5th straight 100-yard rushing game. That's huge for Michigan State. You know, when you look at what's left in the Big Ten, Michigan State looks like the favorite in the remaining games. I mean, that's all it takes.
That was a really big statement, especially against a really good team like Nebraska. They have a great defense, top to bottom, going from their defensive linemen to their linebackers to their secondary. But it just shows you that, you know, we finished. You know, we finished against Michigan. You know, we didn't have the best game against Purdue, but we finished. You know, it just shows you that late in the game, you know, we're not going to, you know, give in or whatever. You know, I think we get stronger as the game goes on.
We talked about the offense, we talked about the defense. Stephen, what is your final impression as we leave here at Memorial Stadium? A big win for Michigan State here in Lincoln.
It's something Mark D'Antonio mentioned at the podium, and it's that this year they're not playing to lose, they're playing to win. Whether it's rolling the dice with a Mike Sadler fake field goal, running it up the middle, you know, whether it's just other aggressive play calling. We saw a bunch of trick plays today to varying success, but at the end of the day, like D'Antonio said, they're playing to win. And with so many things falling, you know, on the wrong side last year, just ball bouncing the wrong way, so many little things adding up last year, it's a breath of fresh air for this team, I think, for plays like the Sadler field goal, for a team to come in here that struggled offensively and put up so many points against this defense in this arena in front of this crowd. So I think the final takeaway is just, you know, the mindset of MSU this year is that much more aggressive and that much more willing to play for it all and roll the dice, as opposed to, you know, sit back and play conservative and sort of see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's all from Memorial Stadium. I'm Dylan Davis. This is Stephen Brooks. We'll see you back in East Lansing this week.